It is signing day 2024, and we are live here on Midwest Sportsnet. And lots of times when I'm live, I'm by myself, and I don't get to visit with someone during the live stream unless we're on location. We're not on location yet, but you know what? We will be someday soon because, as a matter of fact, it is a poorly kept secret that we are going to be in Wichita, Kansas in 2024 during football season for Midwest Sports Saturday. But you know what? Let's talk about that a little bit later on. Let's talk about today, right now. And on the show with me live tonight is Coach Terry Harrison from Friends University. Okay, it was a long intro, Coach, but I wanted to get that out there because, man, it's a privilege to get to visit with you anytime anyway, but live tonight, especially on signing day. So tell us a little bit about today in Wichita. Friends signing day, what's your overall take on the day?
Yeah, it's such an exciting day. It's really fun. It's kind of re-energizing, right? Recruiting can be so stressful for families and kids. And, it is fun. Like, we do this for a living as a college coach. So when we travel from school to school and see these signings, we do this quite a bit. But it's a good reminder of how big a day it is and how, so many kids have goals to play sports, whether that's football or whatever, participate in activities and even fine arts beyond high school. And so when you get to see that and see the celebrations and how much it means to a community, it's fun. So we really enjoy that. And we really do our best to make it, especially locally, being here in Wichita. So we have so many schools that are really close to us. We try to make all those in person. And then obviously we have people outside of our local area as well. But man, it's fun for me, and being a former high school football coach in the area, I get to see old friends, and I don't know, it's just a really cool day, and it's really fun. And I got done. My last one was at 5:30, so I was I've been going pretty much all day.
Okay, I have to ask: do they still do fax? Do you still receive fax for these things?
We don't. I'm just young enough. We do ours digitally, but a lot of people. I don't know. Let me answer. I remember as a high school coach, I used to fax them off. And it was always like, you'd always think like there has to be a better way. We're faxing stuff. You know what I mean? But for us, we do it digitally, and then the papers the kids get to keep for their families to have. So pretty cool.
One of the questions, and I know I've asked this question before to other coaches, but I don't think I've asked it to you, especially not on this day in particular. But when you are recruiting, and there's more than one signing day now, and you get obviously you get a chance to sign people early too now. But when you're looking for these things and specifically pushing toward this day, because today's the culmination of so much work that goes into it, and it's celebrated today, but there's so much time that you put into it. Are you looking more for certain positions that you think, hey, listen, we've got to shore this up a little bit, or are you looking for overall talent, and when things happen to come your way, you just want to jump on board?
Yeah, I think that's that kind of varies year to year, and it definitely varies program to program. So you might hear different things when you talk to different people. We've been really lucky. We take recruiting very seriously around here, and man, we talk to high school coaches on every kid. We get to know their families, and they visit multiple times. And so for us, with that being the case, we want to find the right fit. So the person that fits Friends University, and is going to love the Christian college experience and love the Christian football program that we do our best to have here. So when you find those right people, that it's good for us. And when you do that, where I was going with that is we retain really well. So, our kids all come back. We don't lose a ton of kids. We're in a world where it's transfer portal this, and you hear kids going here and there. And we're just very fortunate at Friends. It's such a special place. We don't really have that problem. So our recruiting classes are going to be a little bit smaller because the kids, and we're really proud of this, by the way, when you see them sign on signing day, not only are they going to do that, hey, they're also going to be here as a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. And so our classes are a little smaller. They're going to be way more focused on team needs at different positions, as opposed to, what you might see maybe some schools bringing in a little more people across the board. So there's no right way to do it necessarily, but for us, we want to be a program. I think it's former high school coach in me that wants to develop kids and keep them here long term. And we've been very fortunate that all of our kids, they come back and they want to be at Friends. So, the freshman class is going to be a little bit smaller, which is a good thing.
I agree with you. And I want to preface what I'm about to say in that I agree that it's whatever works for that particular university and football system. But I've always had an appreciation for the ones that keep the players all the way through, and they stay with the program for 4 years or 5 years, depending. And on what goes on. Visiting now with Coach Terry Harrison at Friends University. If you're watching us live, please let us know from where you're watching tonight. We're going to talk football on a February night tonight, and it's pretty much going to be all basketball, I think, from here on out for a month or so, Coach. But while we're talking football right now, then you mentioned local high school coaches. You're a former local high school coach in the area as well. How big is it to get to recruit locally then? Your roster has players from all around, but to get to recruit locally, because as you mentioned, in the area there are a number of great high schools.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a roster that is national. I mean, we had kids in Houston, Texas that signed today. We have kids from California and Oklahoma and all that good stuff. But the reality is, because of me personally and my connections to Wichita, there's a lot of kids from this area on our team. And honestly, it's one of the reasons why we came to Friends. I mean, just the reality of with it, the airport's 3 miles from our campus, and there's, 50 schools within, 10, 15-minute drive of campus. And so, that's what we want to do. It helps, when people come to games, they recognize the names, and they all played against each other in high school. And I think that's, I don't know, that's kind of our vision for this thing, long term. If you have a lot of local kids, it can, it can create an atmosphere at games that maybe, you otherwise couldn't when you have kids from spread out all across the country. But the really cool part is when you have a base of local kids, and then you do have kids from California and Texas and Arkansas, Oklahoma, when they are here, man, they've got a teammate who has a home cooked meal waiting for you 5 minutes from campus. And so it helps a lot, not only the local kids, but when you do get kids from further away, it helps kind of alleviate some of their homesickness, because that's a reality for kids, and some kids think they want to go a long way from home for college, and then you get there and realize, oh my goodness, I wish I had a home cooked meal. So it's I think it's a benefit for everybody, so it benefits locally, and then it does help the kids that are a little bit further away from home.
Your offense is it's fairly unique, and I don't want to misuse that word. I think that word is misused as much as anything. But without a dictionary lesson tonight, let's just say it's one that's not used throughout the country too much. That having been said, we just saw a national championship won in Division II with an offense that's similar to yours, and so I props to Harding on that. But with and we've talked about this before. I want to ask you then. I don't think I've asked you from a recruiting standpoint. There are a number of high schools in the Kansas area that run an offense similar to yours. Ground games, stay on the ground. I mean, you're looking at a lot of option stuff. How interesting is it for you to recruit to that offense? And are there an abundance of players that are out there and just saying, yeah, I want to be a part of this?
Absolutely. I mean, when I coached in the state of Kansas, and I think to this day, they used to do, they do Kansas previews, on high schools. The Flexbone's the number one run offense in the state of Kansas. So I mean, it's funny. So we have a ton of film and kids that are in this system and that are doing this at the high school level. So we're in the state of Kansas. We're running the most popular offense in the state of Kansas, and it's appeared in state championship games, I think, every year since I've been in Kansas, since 2004. And so, it's one of those deals. I think it's cool that kids, understand, hey, they maybe understand the system more so than somewhere that it may not be as popular. But yeah, it's one of those deals. We don't want to be for everyone. We're as a private Christian college, the reality is this is not the college experience that everybody wants, and that's okay. We're not for everybody. And in the same way on the football field, right? We're not a program that's for everybody, but man, there is a select few of people out there that we're the perfect fit for them. That they're going to come and we're going to win a ton of games. And man, we want to compete for national championships. And more than that, you're going to be part of this great team culture that, that happens to run a Flexbone on offense and a pretty crazy defensive system too. So we think it's the perfect fit for us. And like you mentioned, in Kansas specifically, it's the most popular offense in the state. And so it helps us a ton.
Coach, you talk about the culture there, and it's a great campus. I love visiting. I love being up there, and just I mean, I've enjoyed watching it evolve since the first time I was up there, and the field looks better all the time, and I mean, just everything around there. But other sports going on. I mentioned basketball. I mean, the women's team. 9-game winning streak heading into tonight. I don't know what's happened tonight, so bear with me on that, Levi. I'm sorry, I don't know yet, but I mean, how nice is that for the young men that are still up on campus? Are they getting to watch some of the other things that are going on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at our social media stuff, our kids are student sections at basketball games and at wrestling events, and it's been super cool. And what we want to do is, we tell kids all the time, like the definition of entitlement would be if you expect everybody to come and watch you play, but you're not willing to do that for them. So we want to put the best foot forward as a football program, and we want to go to wrestling events and basketball events and really anything going on campus. And so it's a lot of fun, and the women are having a ton of success right now. And, winning, winning begets winning. And the better, I mean, there is a culture currently right now at Friends University of success. And oh, by the way, Friends has won a bunch of commissioner cups prior to me getting here. Now we just think we have a football program that does justice to the overall athletic department. So trust me, I'm very proud. We have a great athletic department, and now football's pulling our weight a little bit, but that's been awesome. And then, obviously men's basketball, man, they're doing a great job for, coach's first year, and we're excited to see them grow. And seriously, I want nothing but the best for every student athlete at Friends University. I was at a signing today, and I met a women's wrestler, a gal that was going to be a cheerleader, and a men's wrestler, all from the same school. And so that's kind of, that's what happens. Friends is becoming the school in the city of Wichita. And if we do that, we're going to attract the best people, and, it's going to create a great college experience for everybody.
Coach, just a couple of questions really quickly. Thank you for taking time with us tonight here on signing night at this point in time. And I know you're at home, so it's your family needs some time with you as well. I would just ask you, just from this perspective, and when we get a chance to talk again this summer, previewing the season, I'll ask it one time. So I'm just going to ask it one time for you right now. Last season was great, and obviously you saw strides from year one into year two. How big is that as being a part of the recruiting trail to go, look, we're just continuing to get better all the time?
Yeah, I mean, I think when it's awesome, people want to be a part of something that's successful, and so for us, every kid that signed today, or at least, most of them that have signed today and early signing today, they came to a game day visit. They've been on an individual visit, and families have gotten to know our program. And, I think when you come and visit Friends and you meet our players and you meet our coaches and you see the year we had, I think it's undeniable that where we're headed as a program, right? And so we've got some big program goals, and if you're a really good football player that wants to be a part of our team culture, and once you see Friends University, honestly, I hate using the word sales, but it sells itself. I mean, it attracts excellence, and that's what we want, right? And so, man, that's been very fun. I hate to say the word easy, but it has made it a little easier to recruit, because 2 years ago we were sharing a vision with families that they couldn't see. Now, in a recruiting visit and a recruiting trip, we talk about our program, we talk about team culture, and then you get to see it and feel it. And when you meet our players, all of that matches. And then, I guess it's very clear for the right families if we're the right school for them or not. And we're really lucky that, most of the kids, that we want, and we get them on campus, they want to be a part of this. And that's been, it's fun, it's rewarding, it's exciting. And, it points to, really good things in the future for sure.
Midwest Sports Saturday is going to be back on the road again in 2024. And actually, we're still have a few places to go this spring. No football places. We're going to stop by and see some other sports. And but when we get back into the fall, it's been mentioned more than one time here on this channel that Wichita is going to be one of our stops. We didn't get to stop there this year, and so I miss it, number one. But number two, I'm excited, and I've got to be a part of the tailgate. I've never been a part of the tailgate there before because of when we've had the show. We're going to do some strategic planning as to how
around the rain,
around the tailgate, and get to be a part of that. But with that having been said, yes, we're going to be there in the fall, Coach. How would you put a bow on this day, and hopefully get to some rest tonight and get ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, just I think just reiterating the fact that this is a big day, and don't lose sight of that. And I think what we tell every family is through recruiting is you should be excited about today. It can almost feel like the end of something and now you're done. But the reality is it is simply the start of a brand new relationship, and you have a whole new set of goals and a whole new program that you get to be a part of. And so it's a whole new level of maybe anxiety as well, but definitely excitement. And I would tell you, for kids, whether this is Friends University or, pick any other school, wherever you choose, if you made that choice for the right reasons, it will truly change your life, and you'll, meet your husband, meet your wife. The people are going to stand up with you in your wedding, and I would tell you, I think you would probably agree, it really is the time of your life that you're about to go through, and do your best. Now I'm not like the old guy giving advice, right? But do your best to enjoy it, and I'll tell you, for us, we couldn't be more excited about the kids we have coming in, and even more than the recruits that are coming in, that knowing that they're going to be teammates with our current kids, and just knowing the type of kids we have, the families we have. I mean, some of your biggest fans are Falcon fans as well, and knowing that they're about to join something that truly is special. And it's really cool and really fun as a coach, and I'm very honored. It's very humbling, recruiting, because families pick you, in a sense, and so, man, we don't take that lightly at all, and we definitely mean what we say in recruiting. And man, we want to be a program that truly honors God, and that is based on biblical principles. And man, when kids leave here, they're ready to lead families, lead businesses, and lead communities. And man, we're excited and can't wait to have you here in the fall.
Well, listen, thank you very much. And I almost wish for you that we'd done this a week earlier, because I think what you just said there, that monologue right there, that should sell anyone that's on the fence. That should sell them right there. Again, pardon the word, but it's appropriate here at that point in time. Coach Terry Harrison from Friends University. We look forward to getting to see you in person in just a few months, and during the summer, to talk about the season ahead one more time. But thank you for taking time with us here on signing day. We appreciate it. Always welcome. Definitely. When I say friend of the channel, yours is probably the first face that comes up every single time I think of it.
Thank you, Joey.
God bless you all again, live here. God bless you all. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, and we appreciate it. We'll be back very soon.